Remember that awful Netflix Cowboy Bebop show? We had some fun with that one because, well, the actress in the show decided to go after fans and mock them for their criticism. And then the show came out, and it was clearly a disaster. Even the original creator came out and said, yeah, this sucks. It's clearly not Cowboy Bebop, and it isn't. It never needed to be made. It was so funny because you had people coming out and saying that it improves the original. Now this and that is canon because now, it's been made progressive. Talking about how that one character is now officially non-binary now. It's turned off fans. So bad that the show got canceled 1 week after it came out. It was hilarious. It was 1 or 2 weeks after the show actually debuted on Netflix, and they canceled it right away. Yeah, it's canceled. It's done. We're not going to finish it. So they got half a season of that show. At least they paid to get the original anime on Netflix, at least. I mean, that hopefully anyone that watched that dog shit was like, I'd like to see the original production, and goes back and watches the anime, and then they'll realize that they should have just watched that a long time ago because it's really great, and it didn't need to be remade. I think it's one of the best anime, in my opinion, but Cowboy Bebop's really good. Never needed to be remade into a live-action show. I hate these live-action remakes of anime. I don't think anime lends itself very well to live action versions. Like, some things just should stay in anime. It just works better. You saw it with Ed, especially. That Ed was so over the top, it just did not work live action. It works in animation, but in live action it was awful. A lot of cringy shit in that show. Well, as you know, there's a Netflix One Piece coming. I guess even a Naruto is coming, which is kind of funny. That's going to be just as bad. You think Netflix will learn, they just can't get this right. You're not going to be able to do it. You can't do it because of the fact that a lot of the stuff in Japan, especially when it comes to anime, you can't tell these kinds of stories properly over here. And when you bring them over here, they don't have to be, but these corporations seem to think they have to update them for modern audiences, completely turning off everybody that would be interested in watching it. But they're making this Netflix One Piece. Looked pretty woke. They were changing a lot of the characters around with these actors that they were hiring to play them. But it doesn't look like this show is going to be successful at all. It sounds like yet another live-action adaptation disaster. Netflix's One Piece live-action test screening reportedly a slaughterfest of bad CGI and nonsensical story. You think? How are they ever going to do this? There's 1,000 episodes of this series. I've only watched a handful. I'm just so overwhelmed by how much there is to watch for this show. It's got a lot of fans, though, so I respect the fandom. People really care about this. If they didn't, it wouldn't have 1,000 episodes under its belt. So this sounds like a shit show. So let me go over. It's probably going to get canceled after one season, more than likely. So from a source connected to Netflix, Avatar: The Last Airbender will no longer release in 2023, but Netflix believes this will be their Stranger Things. That's another one, too. Look at this. Reportedly, Netflix has pumped $1 billion into this Avatar: The Last Airbender show they're doing. This is probably going to be a shit show, too. Just saying. So, One Piece tested horribly. The CGI looked bad, and the story didn't make sense to non-fans, and they are rewriting entire episodes. So, they must have a pilot made, and that's what they're showing people. That would make sense. They would make a pilot before they really do anything. So that pilot's likely a disaster. And I'm not shocked by that at all. We have some details on it. On hashtag One Piece, in the first episode, the first half is completely all flashbacks and features a young Luffy before we jump to the present and rush through introductions of several characters, all within the remaining 15 minutes, a major deviation from the source material. So you're already going against source material right there, and you're rushing shit. That's just not how you do this. They want to rush through it so they can move it along. Get to the good stuff, which they'll still screw up. From the source, as for the tone of the show, it's not really working. The makeup look of some of the cast looks off, and the show jumps between being over-the-top goofy to being serious, and it's jarring and inconsistent. They also built a giant set for episode 3. This is all I know. I know nothing about the original source material, so I'm just repeating some of what I think may be of interest to a source connected to Netflix projects and execution of their roadmap. Yeah, this show is going to be shit. It's great to know that my prediction, and I'm sure a lot of other people's predictions, are being validated here, because they failed at this. This will be the third, I want to say the third time they've made an anime adaptation, and it failed, because the original was that shitty Death Note movie. Oh, that movie's awful. The only good thing about it was William Dafoe, and that's not enough. He was brilliant casting. I would love to see more of him, but he's really good at playing crazy. This is why he's great Green Goblin too. That was it, and it's not enough to make that movie work. That movie is so bad. And then they made the Cowboy Bebop show, which is also bad. And now this it looks like it's going to top it all. So if this one loses money, like, what are they going to? They're going to keep moving forward with this shit, they desperately want to tap into that anime market. Why don't you just license anime? You know, one thing that Netflix could do is go to Japan and say, look, we'll start our own dubbing company, which I think they kind of did with Neon Genesis, and we'll license this shit out. Go against Sony and start compete. Sony's got a monopoly on anime in the West. I think the only other company is like G4 Kids. It's pretty much all Sony, Crunchyroll, formerly Funimation. Like, if Netflix really wants to crack into this market, why don't you just go to Japan and snag shit before Sony can get it and compete with them on that level, instead of trying to take existing things and remaking it, because nobody wants that. It would make more sense to just go license shit and dub it and put it on your platform. And then you can find a gem that way, instead of taking things and ruining them. I'm not going to watch this show. I doubt fans of the show are going to like it either. They're not going to like this. They'll watch probably 1 or 2 episodes out of curiosity, and I bet you they dip. Because they don't need this show. They already have the original and the manga. They can read it and watch it. They don't need this show. That's why I've never understood, who are these for? People like me that don't or haven't really watched this, I don't have any interest. I'd rather watch the anime. So this is just funny shit to me, man. It's going to be funny to watch it bomb. Who knows how much money they've pumped into this? So it's just more loss for Netflix. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.